What's up, everyone? Who is here for some good vibes and some positive energy? Now, I know you've been dealing with some negative people in your life lately. It's been a little hard to keep the energy up. Your angry Aunt Gertrude, she's at it again. Your grumpy coworkers, that passive-aggressive cat in your neighborhood that just keeps meowing at you passive-aggressively. Well, today we're going to talk about how to stay positive around negative or toxic people. So, hello everyone, my name is Zacharias, and this is Thank You Universe. Now, we've got some tips and tricks for you all today, and some really good tools to stay positive around negative people. So, a lot of times we feel like we don't want to be around negative people, and their energy is affecting us, and it's very uncomfortable. And the first thing that you have to realize is that you are in control of your own energy, and you are in control of your own energetic field. So a lot of times when we're around negative people, we don't want to be around them because we can feel their energy, and we think that it is going to ruin our day and we're going to have a bad time. But we all have these energetic bodies. We are just fields of light dancing around in this magical universe, and we can feel each other's energy, and this is something that has been studied. We have electromagnetic fields. We have electromagnetic fields that encompass us, that are our energy, and so when your field gets in contact with another field, you can feel it, and it doesn't feel good when you're around these negative energies. And because we are afraid of how that might affect us, we are giving it more power. So because we believe that someone else's negative energy can affect us, we are giving it power through our fear. It is that belief, that idea that, oh no, that angry polar bear is really grumpy and it's going to ruin my day and I'm going to feel so bad. Actually, you have a choice about how you respond. You can always choose how you respond to people's negative energy, whether it is your family or that grumpy polar bear or your boss or whoever. And so you are in control of your own energetic field. Yes, you can feel on the periphery of your energetic body someone else's energy, but you can choose whether or not to engage with it. If they're being negative, don't engage with it. It's not worth it. But you have to learn how to be grounded in your own energy and in your own power. So realize that you are in control and you don't have to let other people have power over you. No one has any more power over you than you allow them to. So if someone is being negative and you can feel it, you're like, ooh, that's no good. Oh, like that bunny that's coming up, but they have positive energy, so that's great. But I wish I could show you all the crazy animals that come and talk to me while I'm doing these videos, but I would mess up my camera angle and I would never get the video done, so we're just gonna keep on going, and you'll just have to trust me that there is such a cute bunny. Totally lost my train of thought, but you are in control of your own energetic field, and one way to get in touch with your own power is mindfulness meditation, just breathing and feeling yourself in a moment. You can do visualizations where you feel your own energy and you visualize it, and so visualize a color, whatever color comes to your mind, and just visualize it expanding around you, and it is just your own aura, and it is your own energy body, and it is protective, and that is what you are made of. And if you have these other little gray or black wisps of negative energy coming around from other people, or even big ones, they can't get through because you are grounded in your own energy. So you also might try grounding. That is where you go out into nature and get your bare feet on the bare earth, and you ground yourself, and this empowers you. It helps release negative ions into the earth, and the healing energy of the earth grounds you, and you can feel your own pure, unadulterated, positive energy. So I hope that helps, and before we get into our next tip, if you could go ahead and subscribe to this channel and like the video, that would be great, and that would help the channel to grow really quickly. So thank you for that. Now, the next thing that you want to do is not feed into their negative energy. So they say misery loves company, and misery has chosen you today to keep it company. And so a lot of times people will talk to you and they want to complain to you and they want you to complain with them, and we can get attuned to their negativity with just a little adjustment. We're like, oh, I feel so great and positive, and then someone's like, everything sucks, and you're like, everything does suck, jeez, let me just complain about everything in my life right now, and you know, let's just be negative together and feed off of that negativity. Or you could not do that and you'd be a lot happier and you wouldn't be getting so affected by negative people. But realize when the negative person is you. Because sometimes we're like, oh, it's all the other people. I'm just positive and happy all the time, and only if everyone else were happy all the time, then I would never feel negative. But sometimes you're contributing to that negativity, and you're afraid of other people's negativity because you have the same belief as them. And ultimately, it's a simplification, but what that belief comes down to is, things are bad, so I should feel bad. And a lot of times that's what people believe, and they can share those beliefs with us, and then we get caught in that spiral of negativity to the point that we start being negative along with them. So you have to be independent of their negativity, and if you needed everyone to be positive all the time, to be positive yourself, that's gonna be really hard, because you go out into the world, do you think everyone's positive? No. If you need everyone to be having a good time for you to have a good time, you're not gonna have a good time. You need to decide and choose for yourself that you're going to be grounded in your own energy and you're going to be positive and stay positive. And if someone else is negative, don't feed into it. So just don't respond. Like, I know a lot of times people expect us to respond to them, but it's not our responsibility. And if someone's like, wow, doesn't our job suck? Or doesn't this class suck? Or doesn't this traffic suck? Or doesn't this line we're waiting in suck? They're gonna be looking like, so now they're gonna say it sucks, right? You just don't say anything. And this is something that I've done a lot in my life, mostly because in the past I've been a bit socially inept, socially awkward, let's say, and I don't really know how to respond to people in certain situations. So I would just be quiet, and I realized that by being silent, when people complain, they kind of just have a chance to reflect on themselves. So when people say something really negative to you and you just kind of don't say anything, it might feel a little uncomfortable, but you know, if you just allow yourself to do it and watch what happens, it's kind of funny. So we can put a positive spin on it, and you will be able to observe that person observing themselves. As you feel their negative energy, then you feel themselves looking at their own energy and being like, oh, I'm kind of being a downer right now. Or they'll just get mad at you and be even more negative, and that's when you just slip away. That's another thing that you can do when all else fails. Some people are determined to be negative. So you just got to say, you know what? I'm not interested in participating in any of this negative energy, and you just slip away. You don't actually say that, you're just gonna make them more upset. You just walk out the door, don't say bye, don't say see you later, you're just gone. Because sometimes we do need to just get away from those people, and that's not always an option, which is why we use the other skills that we've been talking about, but sometimes you do just need to walk away from the person and walk away from the situation, because you know, having a positive perspective and trying to help them out isn't going to change them. And we need to have boundaries with these negative people, both energetically and socially and physically. Definitely physically. Don't let anybody touch you. That's not okay. Get away from them. Call their mom and be like, hey, you need to tell your kid to not do that shit, because like, what? Didn't you teach them about personal boundaries? But a lot of times we don't set up these boundaries because we feel responsible for other people's emotions. And so we feel that it is our job to take care of people's emotions, and we need to make them feel better. When someone says they're having a bad day, you're just like, oh shoot, someone's having a bad day, I have to fix it now because they've expressed it to me. But realize that it is not your responsibility, and you don't need to take care of their feelings. Because a lot of times we care way too much about what people think about us. Even those negative people that we don't want to be around, we care more about what they think than how we feel about ourselves and what we think about ourselves. So don't care about what they think, care about what you think. That's what matters. And you don't need to be responsible for other people's emotions. It is like a quote from Lao Tzu that I love. He says, care about what other people think and you will always be their prisoner. And that's true. You're going to be this prisoner to these negative people, because even though you want nothing to do with them whatsoever, you feel like you have to help them and you're trying to help them. And as we've discussed, some people just want to be negative because they are, stuck in that vibration, or they have certain emotional woundings or certain belief systems that everything is bad, and they just want you to be a part of that. But you need to set up those boundaries, and if someone is persistent and they get mad at you because you set up those boundaries, then you need to set firmer boundaries and be clear. And we can be scared a lot of times to set up boundaries, especially with negative people. We can kind of feel like they're going to attack us, but either don't say anything and just walk away, or if they're persistent and they're following you, trying to spread their negativity to you. Because let's be real, in a lot of dynamics, in family dynamics at home, if you have a really negative person, they expect you to be responsible for them, and they want you to feel their negativity, and they want you to be their miserable company, and they want to drag you down with them. And you say, listen, I feel like you're being very strongly negative right now, and I am not going to engage with that. So you need to give me my space. And it depends on the situation, and maybe you can find the exact right way to say it for you, but something along those lines, something to that effect. And you might be scared because you're not used to setting up these boundaries, but it is something that you have to do. Now, one of the things that we really need to learn and understand is to accept and allow other people to be negative and have a bad time, and accept and allow it if they are toxic, even if these are people that we care about, that we feel like we need to take care of and be responsible for their emotions. No, you are not responsible for them. And in a way, by trying to always be there and fix people's problems for them when they're being negative, you're doing them a disservice, actually. Because from negativity and from these challenges and negative life experiences that we're having, we grow from those things. And those are the things that we learn that make us stronger. And so if you're fixing it for them, they're not becoming stronger. They're learning to come to you to deal with their problems instead of learning to be resilient and independent and understand on their own how to deal with it. And yes, we can all help each other out, and that's awesome, and we should be helpful and kind people, but if someone is being dependent on you and being negative, it's not your responsibility, and you need to learn to accept and allow it. So learn to accept when other people are going through these negative experiences and allow it. Now, just as a bonus, just for fun, because this is Thank You Universe, and we want to spread positivity and gratitude for this beautiful human experience and help each other out. That is one of the things that you can do when you're around negative people, is be there for them and actually, yes, be that shoulder for them to cry on, and be that person who can give them a little positive energy. This is only if you choose to and only if you want to, never because you feel like you have to or it's your responsibility. But if you have the energy and you have that kindness in your heart and you just want to see them do better, you can be positive and say, okay, hey, let's talk about it. Why are you feeling that way? Or, you know, give them a little motivation, a little positivity, because some people are negative, but that's only because they've been confronted with so much negativity and they need a little reminder. Sometimes you just need to be that reminder to that person that, hey, it's not bad, okay? All these negative things happening are an opportunity to be positive and resilient and stay positive despite the negative things that are happening. So maybe things aren't good right now, but you can still choose to be happy and choose how you respond. Maybe it's not going your way, but it's gonna be okay. So we can be that person for the other people to rely on if you want to, and that way you can share your positivity with them, because you feel their negative energy coming at you, but what if your positive energy is coming at them? And that's something that has worked a lot for me in my life, because I realized that sometimes people just need a little smile, you know? It's the littlest thing, honestly, that can help people adjust their vibration and be positive, because it's just like, hey, what if instead of being negative, we chose to be positive? And then they're just like, oh yeah, that sounds awesome. Let's be positive. Now, some people, as we talked about earlier in the video, are determined to be negative. And again, that's when you just say, see you later. You know, I'm not a part of this crew. I'm not going to contribute to this negative energy. And that's okay too. So those are some of my tips for staying positive around negative or toxic people. I hope some of them may have been useful to you. Maybe you can utilize them in your life to keep it positive around negative people. And if you like the video, go ahead and like the video. And you're more than welcome to subscribe. You know, we keep it positive here so you can get some positive energy. And much love to all my allies tuning in today. And I'll be seeing you on the next video. Bye. That bunny is so cute. So cute. It's so cute!